the starter for week 1.
He's demonstrated what he's capable of. He's got the skill set.
We got some news today. Hello, everyone. Welcome to First Take. Shay Cornett here with you, and a full table. Lucky us. Kevin Clark is here with us. Lewis Riddick. Harry Douglas in the building. You guys ready to talk a little football?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. And guess what? We're going to start in the NFC North. The Vikings named their starting quarterback yesterday, giving Kyler Murray the nod over 10th overall pick from 2024. That was J.J. McCarthy. Head coach Kevin O'Connell confirmed this on Tuesday. Murray signed a one-year, $1.3 million contract back in March after he was released by the Arizona Cardinals. And so here's KOC on the decision and QB1 Kyler Murray.
He's got the skill set and the abilities, not only just from a standpoint of accuracy, but his ability to affect the game with his athleticism. But he's also proven to be smart, very hardworking and able to take in a lot of information and churn that out. Now we really want to give him the opportunity to really start building a comfort level, not only with the system, but with the guys.
And the whole process was great. Full transparency from KO to me, to JJ, to everybody in the room. The competition was what it was, and it's everything I expected it to be. I didn't expect to be handed the job or anything like that. I just expected to come here and compete, and I'm very appreciative of how it was handled.
Okay. He's appreciative of how it was handled. I don't think this was surprising news to anyone, but here we are. Now the Vikings have a quarterback that they can insert into the starting lineup right away, and he can continue to work with the ones throughout training camp into the start of the season. With this news, now where do you see the Minnesota Vikings finishing in the NFC North?
So, Shay, I think they have a really good opportunity to win the NFC North. You go back a season ago, this is a team that went 9-8 with incompetent quarterback play. Their defense, third in total defense, second in pass defense, fourth and third down defense, seventh in points allowed, tied for fourth in sacks with 49, and also tied for 10th in takeaways. When I look at their skill position group, you look at the wide receiver group, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Jawan Jennings, who they signed in free agency, T.J. Hawkinson, Aaron Jones, who's also an extension of your pass game out of the backfield. This might be the best in the NFL, if not the best top 3. So the quarterback, all he has to do is come in, not mess it up. You don't have to be Superman. Get the ball to these weapons, allow your defense to work for you. But the reasoning, I would say, behind Kevin O'Connell deciding to go with Kyler Murray, in his mindset, he has the confidence and knows 1,000% that he can play well in this league at a very, very high level. J.J. McCarthy right now, he's still trying to wiggle and find his way in this league. This football team is ready-made to win right now. They don't have time for experimental things anymore in Minnesota. You allow 2 quarterbacks who are thriving right now with their respective teams. Sam Darnold won a Super Bowl last year. Daniel Jones thriving in Indianapolis, went 8-2 before he tore his Achilles. You cannot afford to experiment at the quarterback position right now in Minnesota. That's why I think Kyler Murray is the starter, and I also like their chances to win the NFC North. They could have won it a season ago if they had better quarterback play.
Win the AFC North. Kevin?
All right, so first of all, Kyler Murray just said there was full transparency. I'm going to push back on that because if there was full transparency, they would never have called it a battle. This was not a battle. The moment Kyler Murray got signed, it was time for J.J. McCarthy to run to LinkedIn and update his resume because this competition was over. So it doesn't change a lot for me with the Vikings because I've been thinking about Kyler Murray being the starter since the second he signed. Frankly, since the second he became available from Arizona, when this was obviously the best signing when he was available on a minimum. I mean, frankly, it was probably the best signing any team could make this year when you consider the price tag, the situation, as Harry said, how ready-made they were to win what we saw 2 years ago. But this is not a black and white thing for me. They've raised their ceiling. They can compete for the NFC. But that doesn't mean they're going to win the division because this is the best division in football in my book, okay? There are 4 plausible winners of this division. I don't see any division like that in football on the good end. I mean, like you have certain divisions where there's 4 winners because nobody's good. These are 4 competent teams, 4 competent quarterbacks now, 1 through 4. J.J. McCarthy was not that last year. Rosters are good. But here's the deal with Minnesota. You don't fire your GM if you're happy with your roster, okay? You don't do it. Right? And so I think that when I look at this roster, I still see holes. I still see a guy like Jonathan Grenard going out of the building, going to Philadelphia, having to replace him. You got to get pop from Dallas Turner, who got to the quarterback half as often as Jonathan Grenard did last year. That, to me, is important. So there's still roster questions. You mentioned the skill guys. That's going to help Kyler Murray. But I just think that a team like Detroit, still more talented. A team like Green Bay, I think, still more talented. Chicago, obviously, taking a leap with Ben Johnson in year 2, what that looks like. So, to me, I think they can be well improved and still finish third in this division.
For what it's worth, the Vikings right now have the longest odds to win the NFC North. Go ahead, Louis.
Yeah, no, I do believe that this is a division that's up for grabs. I think, to piggyback a little bit on Kevin's point is that all 4 of these teams have holes. All 4 of them. Like if you look at the Green Bay Packers, the pass rush is going to be an issue for them early on in the football season. It is tangible and it is quantifiable, the effect of not having Micah Parsons on the football field, what that does to their numbers as far as their pass rush productivity, their pressure rate, and how this football team overall reacted when he got injured at the end of last year. And they have no one of that profile in order to replace him. So him coming back is critical. Him getting back as soon as possible is critical. In Detroit, the offensive line is kind of being rebuilt. The offense is being built around Jahmyr Gibbs now, although Isaiah Pacheco was still there to take some of the heat off of him, and they've got tremendous weapons. On the defensive side, is pass rush going to be something that they have finally figured out? Do they have a capable running mate now with Aiden Hutchinson? Keep an eye on the secondary, though. The secondary is beat up. We don't know when Brian Branch is going to be back, and Kirby Joseph, we don't know if he's going to be back with that knee injury or when he's going to be back. Those are 2 critical pieces, so they have issues as well.
And Terry and Arnold no longer.
Exactly. In Chicago, do they have enough pass rush? Do they have enough pass rush? And we just got done talking about the effect of Kobe Bryant getting hurt, what that can do to their defense, a defense that is predicated on turning the football over. So, look, all these right now, you can throw them all in a pot and see, and you can pull any of these 4 teams out as far as being a division winner. Look, if Minnesota can get 2024 Kyler Murray, where you're looking at a guy who was, 9th in QBR, 8th in CPOE, 11th in passing yards, and top 10 in terms of lowest off-target percentage, Minnesota's going to be rolling. The issue with Kyler has never been about his ability to command an offense from a mental standpoint and or execute an offense, whether it's from under center or from the gun, from a physical standpoint. It's always been a question about maturity. It's always been a question about, can you level up the other 10 players on your side of the football and the 11 on the other side of the football to your level? Can you bring them along with you? That is the reason why he's not in Arizona anymore. Not because he can't play the football game. And I'll tell you this, I am with you with this as far as KOC was concerned, Kevin O'Connell. This was more about a confirmation, not a competition. Yeah. They just wanted to confirm that what they saw on tape and what they projected as far as what that will look like in our system, they just wanted to confirm that, okay, we're getting what we think we're getting, and now we're going to roll. You don't have time to really have competitions in the NFL anyway. You have to get people ready to play games because they've already cut down the amount of practice time, 11 on 11, full padded practices that you can have anyway. You think they can really afford to have a competition all the way up until September? Of course not. JJ knew when they signed him, I'm with you. JJ knew, hey, look, my time here is probably coming to an end. And there's nothing wrong with that because we've seen guys go to other places and wind up thriving, and we've seen places make mistakes as far as the timing and the fit. It may not be the right timing. It may not be the right fit for J.J. McCarthy in Minnesota. And quite honestly, if I'm him, and I'm big on this, quarterbacks need trust. Quarterbacks need to know that everyone in the building is pulling in the same direction as far as they're concerned. If you're J.J. McCarthy right now, how could you possibly feel that way? I would want to go somewhere else at this point. And I love Kevin O'Connell. I love Josh McCown. I love J.J. McCarthy. It may be time, though.
Okay, well, let's hear from Kevin O'Connell on J.J. McCarthy, because with Kyler Murray now the starter, that does leave J.J. McCarthy, who, by the way, did start 10 games for the Vikings last year, but now he is the number 2 option in Minnesota. Here's KOC on McCarthy.
He's holding the pen on his story, and we're going to support him and try to just help him continue to improve as a young player at the most difficult position in sports.
All right, they're going to help him improve in the most difficult position in sports as he's holding the pen. They're going to look out